Hello, everybody. Hair is all crazy. Plan on cutting it soon. Oh, this is second take again. It didn't take the first take. I don't know why. So we'll give it another shot. I won't give up on you guys. I just frustrated. Anyway, I talked about my doctor's appointment basically. So it'd be wisdom of going to the doctor. Um, he had me go back to do a follow up um, with blood pressure readings. So I did it for 2 weeks. I brought him in. This part doesn't make sense to me, except maybe they're trying to get by doing this to get some money out of the deal. Where if I just walk up, hand the paper to him, walk out, there's no money involved. She just basically copies it into my record, and away it goes, like 2 or 3 minutes of time tops. But no, they make you sit in the waiting room for over half hour past when it should have been. I came in at 10 minutes early. And it finally took me back, answered some questions that they asked me the same thing a couple weeks ago. And then said the readings were really good. I looked really good, although I thought they were a little high. And then she said, well, you can come back in 3 months to talk to the doctor about more stuff. I go, you know, I don't need to talk to the doctor in 3 months. Normally it's a once a year thing. I go in, they look me over, they warn me that some things are getting close to where I might have to worry about a problem like diabetes. I don't know what we call pre-diabetes right now. And then they let me go. And that's it. And even then, I have to worry about, will my health insurance cover it? If not, will the help to get from the hospital cover it the rest of the way? Which is what usually happens. I usually don't have to pay anything. So, because I don't have Oregon medical card, I have a regular card, and then the hospital says since I'm low income, they'll help me a little bit, basically cover what the card doesn't cover, because my card isn't completely accepted by this hospital. They'll kind of it'll cover some things, but not all of it. So I want, really personally, since I'm not sick, I prefer this to be a real simple. I got a little bit of oil on my phone, on my computer here. I would prefer it be a nice, simple, oh yeah, you're fine. Watch this, watch that. Bye, see you in a year. That's all they need. My doctors, I believe it or not, I have a preference for women doctors. I just feel more comfortable with them. They're easier to talk to. They don't think that their opinion is the only opinion that matters. Listen to your opinion also. Male doctors tend to be kind of egotistical. They just basically, my way is the way to do it, and if you don't do it my way, you're going to die. And I don't know, I just don't like that. I like somebody who's down to earth. It makes it easy on me in the way I go. And I hate to say that, I kind of also prefer an American doctor because they talk the same as I talk. I mean, I'm hard to understand sometimes. I know that. I'm starting to get to where I get some memory gaps, which drives me nutty because, like, half hour later, I'll remember what I couldn't remember when I was talking. So it's like delayed memory gaps. But this doctor is from India, and he's speaking English, but it's hard to understand because of his accent. I had the same problem we have to talk to somebody on the telephone about a bill. Get somebody in India, and I think they do it because we don't want to talk to you, and so we'll hesitate before we complain. So anyway, he's nice. He's a pleasant man. I can tell he's knowledgeable in his own way. He's close to my age, but the accent, he can't understand me completely, and I can't understand him completely. So there's a little bit of this and that we're not quite jiving on because of that. Thankfully, this is it for him. He's moving on to a different place by next year, so I won't have to worry about him then. So, what I would say, wisdom-wise, on that is that if you're going to deal with a doctor, make sure it's a doctor you're comfortable with, because you get problems that happen if you don't, like I'm getting. Remember, medicine is called a practice because, in a lot of respects, they're still not 100% sure what they're saying is going to work or not. You know, everybody's a little different. So, what works for one person may not work for another person. And male doctors do tend to forget that. I'm sure female doctors do, to an extent. It just my experience. Male doctors are less apt to take into account that everybody's different than women doctors. Just seems to be that way. I don't know. I'm also less uncomfortable, to show something that I wouldn't want to show to a male doctor. I don't know why. Again, it just seems to work for me better. So, be careful in choosing your doctor. But days and nights, wintry days, January 15th, 2026. I keep wanting to say 19. Well, for the first almost 50 years of my life, it was 19 something. Now it's 20 something. So 26. But it's nice outside. The kids are home from school here in the background. Okay. And I got kids across the street from where I live. I like watching what they're doing. I remember, it makes me remember when I was that age. I mean, they're girls, but they still play like kids that age. They got a trampoline over there that they bounce up and down on a lot and make noise. Kind of seems to be their place to be when they're outside. They huddle there. I think we all did have a spot with ours outside, like the monkey bars or the swings or the slide, or the basketball court. There are places where kids feel more comfortable than anywhere else on the outside, or the tetherball. The tetherball as a kid. Copy. I don't know if they even do tetherball anymore. That was quite a sport for kids. So, anyway, working on things. I'm gonna kill the cats. Because every time I make one of these, they step on it. And then I have to re-roll it out and redo it all over again. I don't think you can see it too well. No, it's not going to come on the camera too well. But they're rollouts for in clay. And at the moment, I'm trying to experiment because I have troubles with them binding up. And what I've thought about doing is I lay the board across where they're at, and they can't curl up. They're pressed down enough that I think that in time they'll dry out and they'll be flat still. Sorry. So they'll be flat again. And that's all I need is just a flat, no curled up object. I've got the punch outs for dog, cat, I think a chicken, a rabbit, I think a couple more animals that I can punch out, and then I can paint them, and then I can either leave them like they are as figurines, or I put them in a frame. Like the one big one there, the flat one, that's an owl. When it dries, if it dries flat, then I'll put it in a frame and make a picture out of it. But I gotta get it flat. This is number 4 I think I've tried to make. And that costs much to do it. It costs maybe, each one of those things might be the 2 small ones probably a quarter at the most, and then the bigger one maybe 50 cents. So we got $1 there. It's not super expensive. So that's kind of good. I did something different today. I sent off for a solar generator. I have a big solar generator, but it's heavy and it's kind of awkward to carry from place to place. So I ordered a smaller one, easily about half as powerful, but a lot lighter. It's like 14 pounds. And with the big one, it's got to be close to 50. It's I can move it around, but it's not something I want to tote around a lot. This is small enough. It's probably about the weight of a old-fashioned radio that we used to carry around, boom boxes, probably about that weight. And it's actually pretty powerful. I will be able to hook up probably all the lights in my shop plus this tablet or Chromebook and run all day on it. And it's got a 10-year battery's good for over 10 years of recharging. So I'm not too scared about running it down. But and I'm not going to save any energy using it. It's just convenience. You know, I have less cords to trip over in the shop because right now I got 4 different cords that are going different parts of the shop. They're going in the house and being plugged in because there's no plugs out here to work. So it get rid of at least 1 cord, maybe 2, to where I don't have to trip over them as much. And again, it's more power to use in an emergency situation. So, you know, it'd be enough to run the house, the bedroom, and a light, the tablet, Chromebook, phones, and a heating blanket for probably close to 3 days between the two of them. So, I don't think I've ever had an emergency situation here in Sweden that lasted over 3 days. So that it's pretty reassuring that we'd be warm, something to watch while we wait for it to come back on, you know, because Chromebook's basically our entertainment center. It's where we watch TV all the time on Netflix and other channel things that are online. So I think it's going to take a while. It's going to take 2 weeks to come. Usually when you send something over Amazon, where I bought it, it comes within a couple days, not 2 weeks. So, well, get here. I guess that's pretty much it. Let's see if this one took. Last couple times it took. Hope everybody's had a good day and have a good day. Remember to take care of yourself and other people around you. Whenever you help somebody, it will come back to you. It'll pay it forward until it eventually comes back to you, and you'll get help. If nothing else, it makes you feel good. And feeling good is always a great thing. And doing something to help somebody, a small something, it can make it a lot for a person. Holding the door open for a lady so she doesn't have to struggle to open the door, or offer to pick up a heavy object for a person who can't pick up a heavy object. It doesn't have to be life, save somebody's life or anything. It could be a little thing, but it makes people feel good. The boys across the way, I got a group of college-age boys live over here, and the guy's moving out over here, and he's putting stacks of wood for me to take. Well, one time I was doing that, and they came out and started moving the wood with me until we got all the wood moved. It helped me, so I didn't have to do so many loads. And then it was nothing, 10 minutes of life. It took them didn't strain their muscles or nothing. Those strong, young muscles. There was nothing to them, but it was a big help for me, and I really appreciated it. And again, it's like I got paid forward. I do things for other people, and then all of a sudden, something was nice for me. So that's what I mean. Nothing drastic, nothing huge. Just pay it forward. We need to be nice to each other. If we're nice to each other, then a lot of things happen in this world wouldn't happen. Because people are doing things to hurt people, and then that's when things go bad. Pay it forward, and I hope you guys have a great day. Hopefully talk to you probably real soon. I don't want to say tomorrow, probably tomorrow, but real soon. All right, bye.